Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the Twin Astrology forecast for the Twin Flame Collective for the week ahead. And so we've got some powerful, intense energy building and rising when it comes to the Twin Flame connections. We've got a lot of cosmic energies playing out this week, one of them including Pluto stationing direct tomorrow on the 1010 portal. We also have Mars entering into Scorpio. And so I do feel all of these energies kind of leading up to the Eclipse gateway portal. The runner twin is not going to be able to keep shoving this connection down. And so the big highlight of the week, though, would be the rare solar eclipse at the new moon in Libra on the 14th. And so this is going to be like a ring of fire is what this eclipse kind of signals. And you know, it's like the song goes, we're going down, down, down in a burning ring of fire. And so I do feel the runner twin is likely to reach out very soon. I do feel things are very volatile in and around the counterparts who are still entangled in some type of karmic relationship when it comes to an outsider attachment. I do feel that karmic attachment and all of that old baggage, though, is kind of threatening to derail the masculine at this time. And so there's all kinds of like unexpected relationship endings this week, unexpected relationship beginnings this week. And we're in this monumental time, I feel, collectively, globally, too. And so we're going to be feeling all of these energies brewing all the way through to 2024. And so let's talk about this eclipse, because I do feel this is the most pivotal energy, the most powerful cosmic event that we're going to be up against this week. And so leading up to the weekend on the 14th, or it's Saturday, the eclipse is on Saturday, I do feel we are encouraged to go within to a state of introspection. And when we kind of change from the inside, everything changes externally in all kinds of various aspects in our life. And so this is a very powerful solar eclipse. The spiritual meaning of this solar eclipse is basically signifying a time of transformation, personal growth, a time of profound realizations when it comes to our karmic pathway. Many will be restoring their connection with the divine this eclipse. The eclipse is offering a unique opportunity to reconnect with our own inner divinity and to tap into all of these higher spiritual realms, but it will require a lot of shadow work. And so the eclipse is a very significant cosmic event that is symbolizing like the merging energy of the dark and the light. And something around the time of May, around May 30th, something that was coming up to be addressed probably in the early spring is now reaching completion and full circle when it comes to many of the divine masculines confronting their shadows as all of these hidden truths kind of become exposed. And so this is part of the rebirth and the renewal process. And it does signify a new beginning. New moons are generally a time of planting seeds for a new beginning. And so this eclipse is like a mega new energy, right? And so spiritual awakenings are likely leading up to the eclipse. And this is where we kind of have to be forced into the shedding of all of these old habits and these old beliefs. And so our intuition is going to be heightened. And so when it comes to the eclipses, it usually takes about 6 months for everything to be eclipsed and cleared out. And so you might have a tower moment as Pluto stations direct tomorrow. With Pluto, that was retrograde as well. This was all about an internal transformation wherever Capricorn was in your own natal chart. And so pay attention to where the Capricorn placements are within your birth chart, because we've been going through a re-identification when it comes to the Capricornian energy. And now that Pluto is stationing direct, that's where we get the big bang, and we can finally move forward when it comes to this internal transformation. although we will be in the post-shadow retrograde period until probably, I think it's about January or so. And when Pluto fully stations back into Aquarius, hopefully these lessons have been mastered and learned, right? Because we don't want to keep repeating these negative cycles over and over again. And so all of this heightened intuition is building this week, which is allowing us to amplify our psychic abilities, our gifts, our intuition. Dreams are going to be super active, super vivid, super intense. I've been having the craziest dreams over the last week or so. But all of these energies are working together in assisting us along our personal growth journey and this complete understanding of our twin flame mission. And so during this solar eclipse, there is some type of divine cosmic alignment being created between the twins. And so this week is requiring a lot of stillness, I feel. The stillness, the quietness, the emptiness allows for introspection and self-discovery. And so how can you kind of embrace all of your own internal spiritual aspects and use this eclipse, this cosmic phenomenon, to bring all of these transformative changes into your life? So let's kind of go over this again, right? When it comes to the spiritual awakening aspect, I do feel like this solar eclipse is reminding us of the vastness of the universe and that we're all a part of this vast universal energy, right? And so many of us have been prompted to make these changes over the last couple of years on the journey. And those that have been prompted to make the changes and have been ignoring the signs, there will be a deeper awareness coming forward. All of these hidden truths, they do kind of have to come to light. And so I do feel we might be up against some temporary obstructions this week. The sun's light during the eclipse does represent the hidden truths or maybe hidden aspects of our shadow self that will be uncovered, that will need to be addressed when it comes to some toxic patterns. And so we're in this massive energy shift, and this is a portal gateway. The solar eclipse is a portal gateway. And so we can shift our own energy, we can shift our focus in these energies, and we can completely redirect our entire intentions and aspirations. And so there will be cycles coming to an end. Eclipses are cyclical in nature. And so with the solar eclipse, it is followed by a lunar eclipse. And so we do have the solar eclipse on the 14th in Libra. And then we will have a lunar eclipse 2 weeks later in Taurus. And so this is going to be the final countdown or the finality of the Taurus North Node completion at the end of the month. And so if you've not stepped fully into that karmic pathway, things will be illuminated and eclipsed over the coming weeks. And so this is where we kind of have to go into the constant cycles of what we've repeated so we can understand what truly needs to end for that new beginning. And this truly is our own personal spiritual experience. And so a little bit of information about eclipses. I was reading up on a bunch of stuff when it comes to the eclipses. And so if we're going to like the Buddhist beliefs, according to Buddhist beliefs, a solar eclipse is a time when evil can thrive, though, right? Because the sun is going to be eclipsed by the moon. And I think it's like a duration of like 3 minutes. And so that's going to be complete darkness. It can be a period of prayer and meditation. So all of this negativity does not kind of prevail. And let's face it, we are in an Aries North Node. This does indicate war. And I was pretty taken down by all of the videos that I watched when it comes to the Palestinian and the Israeli war going on. And so I do feel we are on the precipice of World War III, and these twin flame unions is really what is needed during these dark times right now. And so according to Buddhist beliefs, yeah, this is a time when evil can thrive. So we have to hold that light in the collective during this time period. In ancient Chinese mythology, a solar eclipse is thought to be caused by the celestial dragon consuming the sun. Another interesting tidbit of information. According to the Chinese zodiac, it's like we've got we've got animals for every year, right? We've got all of these animals, and then the only creature that's kind of mythical is that dragon, right? So we all kind of got to face our inner dragon when it comes to being consumed by the darkness, right? And so according to Chinese mythology, it really was thought to be caused by the celestial dragon consuming the sun. And so this is kind of the energy where it can spur the collective and individuals to come together to scare away the big bad dragon, right? And so another interpretation of the eclipses, according to Hinduism, is that the solar eclipse symbolizes the demon Rahu, which would be the south node when it comes to Vedic astrology. And this is where Rahu swallows the sun or the moon, whichever signifies the battle of the light and the dark within the human soul. And so, and when it comes to Native American tribes, a solar eclipse is viewed as a time of the sun being temporarily ill or in trouble. And so I do feel we should refrain from looking directly at the eclipse. And I'm really not sure that we're going to see it in my part of the world. But let's just overview the takeaway of the energies this week. So this week holds a major significant spiritual importance for the twin flames, for the twin flame community. It does symbolize a time of radical transformation for the divine masculine collective, for these new cycles, these new beginnings. And so we're breaking down old traditions, right? The eclipse period is a time of internal growth, so really watch where the Libra placements are in your chart. And it is going to kind of bring forward all of these hidden emotions, and they will come to light along with some maybe hidden psychic abilities this week. And so this is a massive time of change, opportunities, but we have to believe that we can work with these energies, because there's going to be massive life-altering events playing out leading up to this weekend. And so because the meaning of a solar eclipse is not actually fixed, it does vary among cultures, religions, and our own personal belief systems. But universally, an eclipse is just this potent natural phenomenon. And so let's pull in with some cards and let's see what else we can expect in the energies this week. I am going to start off by using the Astro, or the Star Codes Astro Oracle deck. I haven't used this one in a while, but I thought let's pinpoint any other aspects within the birth charts that might be needing to be addressed during this eclipse. Well, we get Vesta. Vesta is all about the heart, the hearth of the home. There's that sacred flame. It is a 32 breaking down to a 5. And so there is going to be this crumbling of all of these false foundations. And then we get the 12th house. The 12th house is karma. The 12th house is the house of introspection, and it's a 50 card. So 5-5. Get ready for some massive, massive changes this week. The 12th house is the house of karma. The 12th house is the house where we bury the past. It is also considered the house of spirituality in our birth chart. And so go and have a look at your 12th house. You're going to need your birth time if you're going to pull your chart to see the 12th house. The 12th house is the house where we kind of come undone, right? It is our undoing. It's also the house that knows no bounds. And if you notice on this 12th house card, we've got all of the chakras, right? And so the 12th house would be the bottom, right? This is where we kind of have to bury the past. And so there is going to be massive changes on the home front when it comes to these eclipse energies. So karma, it's going to be a week of karma, and maybe even a week of being completely immersed in your emotions. Definitely could be dealing with a Cancer. This is about home. This is about foundations. This is about, you know, Cancer is the mother energy. There might be some mother wounding coming up for a lot of the masculines to work through. I know Cancer energy likes to kind of withdraw and hide in their little shell. But I do feel like the home is definitely in focus this week. So let's see what else needs to come through for the collective. Virgo, digest And so that's a 6. And Juno partnership. And so 31, 4. And so there's a lot to be digested in these energies. This to me is saying harvest. And so Virgo is representative of the Virgin energy, the Virgin Mary energy, the Divine Feminine energy. And I do feel the Divine Feminine is about to reap her harvest. So Virgo might be very prominent within your birth chart. 6 is the energy of moving to calmer waters, seeking that balance and harmony within a partnership. And Juno is, you know, that husband, that wife energy. And so there is spiritual partnerships on the table when it comes to the energies this week, but it might not be an easy digestion when it comes to this truth that's being unveiled. But we are progressing. We are restructuring when it comes to these foundations. 56, breaking down to an 11, which is the energy of union, partnership. And then we have Saturn on the bottom of the deck with Capricorn. And so 24, also breaking down to a 6. Saturn is karma. It is the energy of what goes around comes around. And we do have Saturn about to station direct on November the 4th. And so this is where we will reap our rewards or have to pay back some karmic debt. And so all of these things are coming to light when it comes to completing a cycle. And so Pluto going direct is really going to implicate certain aspects in your life when it comes to your birth chart, when it comes to completing a cycle. And so really pay attention because we are restructuring foundations at this time. And so self-care, self-nurturance is definitely going to be key with the asteroid Ceres. It's 29, which is the completion of a cycle. I just feel like rewards and recognition, and we are all migrating towards these new spiritual alliances. And in order to do that, we kind of got to go through the flares and the activations, and we got to release any outdated alliances in order for us to kind of arrive at our highest potential with the ascendant, right? Which is like the entrance, the doorway to all of these past lives. And so self-care is really going to be key in the energies. And that Capricorn, like for me, Capricorn is in my 11th house, which is all about my social groups and stuff like that. And there's been a lot shifting and moving when it comes to my career path too. And so we're going in with the Kyle Gray Gateway of Light Activation Oracle cards now. So we get the Akashic Records and the Memories of Atlantis. So there's going to be a lot of memories sparked in the energies, a lot of clearing of these old outdated programs and stories, releasing all of these outdated past life soul ties and contracts, stepping into freedom. And so this is where we kind of tap into, it's like the energy of when, you know, you cross over and you're judged and your life flashes before your eyes. And you're shown all of the good you did, all of the bad you did, everybody that's wronged you, everybody that you've wronged. And it's like the weighing of the heart. And then we get the Memories of Atlantis. And so we are in a time period of spiritual acceleration, progression, and using technology for the betterment. And so there's the Ankh. And so we're all done with the timeline of Christ. We're all done with the self-sacrificing energy. We're done being nailed to the cross, so to speak, and we're going back to the original template of flow between the counterparts. And there will be a lot of Memories of Atlantis coming through, I feel, for a lot of the divine masculines in the energies this week. I've gone through the remembrance, but yeah, Memories of Atlantis was the one that just come out. So what else do we have? Star Being, healing codes, lots of downloaded information, lots of new important downloads when it comes to information, to all of these old wounds that we've held on to that are needing to be healed, And so we are really going to need to create that sacred inner space this week. The sacral chakra. Yeah. Oh my goodness. The sacral. So over the weekend, I could kind of feel around within the energy body where the collective was at. And so there was a sense of an easiness at the beginning of the weekend for me within the solar plexus. And then it kind of dropped down into the sacral chakra last night. There was a lot of uncomfortable cramping and things kind of like not feeling right. And so I do feel there's been a major emotional release with many of the masculines, because we are in this stellar gateway activation at the moment. And so we always get to decide, right? Are we going to walk through this manifestation vortex and really choose to tap into our infinite potential, or are we going to choose to remain stuck? Because in order to walk through the portal, we have to go into all of the emotional sensitivity through this initiation process. And so I do feel the great teacher within the divine masculine is awakening with the Thoth energy and the Lemurian seed codes. I have a beautiful piece of Lemurian quartz upstairs in my glass cabinet. But you might want to reconnect with some Lemurian energy. But I do feel there's a lot of upgrades within the crown chakra taking place. And so a lot of the masculines are going into the higher energy of the grace, I feel, of the feminine's energy, into this divine connection, this etheric divine connection, into this holy experience of oneness. And I do feel miracles are around the corner, but we do have to be fully aligned in our purpose, in our authentic purpose. And so many are going to be met with a crossroads, right? And so if you've been going down the wrong path, might be time to course correct. But I do feel we do need to get anchored. We do need to get grounded, because there is going to be a lot of higher divine feminine Isis energy saturating the collective leading up to the eclipse. And Libra is the divine feminine energy. It's Venus energy. So let's jump in with the tarot. Let's see what else we can expect for the week ahead. Well, I think there's an apology coming. You very well might hear from that runner twin with a lighthearted message or an apology of some sort for their foolish behavior. The Fool reversed is like somebody screwed up here. Somebody made a foolish decision. They went towards somebody maybe they couldn't trust because they didn't really trust themselves. And, you know, there's a lot of overwhelming fear, I think, about an apology when it comes to a new beginning, because somebody's been dreaming about a missed opportunity. And I just feel like time's up. If you see on the card, we've got the hourglass, right? We got the hourglass. And so I do feel time's up. It's time to walk through this doorway or forever hold your peace. And so there might be a very open-hearted message coming. But I do feel some outsider attachments are really trying to hinder this new beginning. It is going to require a leap of faith. I do feel a new romantic cycle is around the corner. So let's see what needs to come through for the twin flames for the week ahead. What can we expect in the energies? Well, there's that third party. The Three of Cups with the Queen of Coins in reversed. And so the karmic, I feel, is still clinging to control. I do feel there's going to be either a canceled engagement or an announcement of a breakup. Like there's the woman dressed in red in between the twins, these two very angelic, enlightened beings. And we've got that karmic interference coming between the twins. And a Queen of Coins reversed is somebody that is not practical, is not grounded, might cling to control for materialistic reasons. This is somebody very materialistic, is not practical, is not gracious, hoards their money, is not generous. This is somebody that does not nurture things, doesn't know her worth, doesn't know her family, does not really have a love for home and family. This could be somebody having an affair. But I do feel there is going to be some exposure when it comes to a chosen family that was really not meant to be walked down, a path that was not meant to be walked down. And so this is also a lesson, I think, in the divine feminine, in no longer investing in third-party situations. But I do feel there is going to be a break when it comes to the third-party interference. Yes, there is. Seven of Swords. Eight of Cups reversed. And so I do feel there is going to be some type of loss. When it comes to new beginnings, sometimes we have to lose it all to gain it all, right? But I do feel like the masculine did not take caution. He went towards somebody that was not honest because he was not honest. And we always kind of get that reflected back to us on the journey. And so the masculines might be in for a huge material loss in the energies this week. I do feel a lot of the masculines are losing their minds. They do want to sneak away from that unhealthy situation. They know they need to move on from this because it's really not bringing them fulfillment and contentment. They've been seeking more from life than this very embarrassing karmic experience. And maybe there was an exposure, or there will be, when it comes to an embarrassing secret, right? You know, we can spin a web of lies with more lies and more lies, but eventually all of that will come to light. The truth always has a funny way of coming to light. And so there could be somebody that, you know, might be getting the boot. But I do feel there's going to be a change in living situations. And if you're not ready to make those big life changes, if you are on a spiritual quest, I think you're in for a wake-up call, because there is a situation here that is not balanced. There could be addictions here. There's a lack of self-control. There's definitely no compromise, maybe with a Sagittarius. And there's that rug getting pulled out from under somebody. So I do feel if you're not prepared to take those next steps or to make that bold, courageous choice, the universe is going to come in and push you forward, because your decision is going to be taken away from you. And there's likely going to be a fallout, because I just had a huge fall of cards. But the two that flipped upright, like face up for me, is the Nine of Cups in reversed with the Sun. And so this is a major wake-up call. Major, major wake-up call. Somebody here is coming into the realization of the path that they chose is not their wish come true. This is not my dreams coming true. This is not what I want in my reality. And so there's going to be an epiphany. Leo energy. We got water energy. There is going to be a divine epiphany or something coming to light when it comes to a very toxic situation. Like this person, I think, you know, they were dealing with a genie or a djinn of some sort. Somebody that, you know, spun a wonderful tale of what this could be. And maybe addictions have skewed somebody's judgment here. Maybe addictions have kept somebody trapped in a situation. And so this is an illusion. The Eight of Swords is an illusion. Like somebody can walk right through that doorway. She's not really trapped. And, you know, somebody here already knows the truth. All they got to do is take the blindfold off and walk through the doorway of this new experience. And so I do feel somebody here has been struggling with self-confidence, feeling helpless, afraid to take action. And this is all about responsibility and accountability. And so if you want that new beginning, it's on the table this week. A brand new, exciting beginning, but it will require significant life transformation and changes. And so get ready for a powerful, unexpected shift this week within your twin flame connection. I feel many of the masculines are either choosing to break free or being forced to break free from this old belief system, from this old karmic entanglement. There's a major release for a new beginning. And so this is the moment in time where we are faced with a critical decision. Have you been receiving wise counsel? Have you been giving wise counsel? I do feel many of the feminines are coming into an exciting new career opportunity. I'm excited. I am compiling everything on one web page right now this week. That's what I'm working on this week, is building a web page in between clients and videos. That is going to have everything linked in one page for booking. I'm going to be offering some new online courses. I'm going to be offering extended readings moving forward. Hopefully all of this will be in place within the next couple of weeks. But I do feel like a lucrative new contract. Maybe you're planning on buying a new home, Divine Feminine, or a new vehicle. I know I've kind of been on the prowl for some things like that. But below the surface, we got the Divine Masculine here sitting in a pile of lies and a pile of regret and a pile of grief and remorse, I feel. And there's a need for the masculines to forgive themselves. I do feel a lot of the masculines have lost a lot of respect within the community, within their social groups. They keep attracting all of these negative experiences because they keep focusing on the negative, and because they're living in a state of denial, right? They've been in this denial of this unemotional relationship, this very dissatisfying relationship. They've not been emotionally available because they've been lying to everybody about how much they've been struggling with the fact that, you know, they couldn't see the hidden blessing in the divine feminine being brought on their path. And so I do feel there's going to be a major wake-up call because there's been a lack of healing. I do feel a lot of the masculines have been trying to heal their broken heart in silence, and they've been hiding all of this from everybody they're connected with. And so there is a need to heal these connections, to face all of these challenges. And I do feel there will be an offer coming. Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. There's somebody here that's like just an angelic presence, maybe even a card reader, a tarot reader. But I feel this is kind of where the feminine's at. My cup is covered. I'm going to love myself. I don't need anybody to love me. I got this all on my own. I'm giving all of this love to myself. And I'm waiting for my ships to come in because I know I'm worthy, right? And so I do feel there is a message coming for the divine feminine this week, an unexpected message. I also feel this energy of the masculines have been watching you, you know, not speaking, but watching you transform your entire life. They've been seeing you transform and step into the light and step into your highest expression. And so this has been very challenging, I also feel, for the masculines to sit and watch in silence. And I do feel there is going to be a message coming, and it might be blunt. It might be blunt. It might cause some friction. But I feel divine feminine is in a place of being rooted in loving compassion, but no longer self-sacrificing, right? I do feel a lot of the feminines have been receiving a lot of downloads, a lot of deep psychic insights, and you're going to need to trust your intuition. This is a week of taking care of yourself. You can care for others, but take care of yourself first. Fill your own cup first and follow your heart, because there is, wow, we got the Page of Cups, the Page of Coins, the Page of Swords. So what are we missing? The Page of Wands. There is a new opportunity here. There is a new offer coming in, a new message, a new open-hearted message regarding a new emotional relationship experience. It's time to get to work, twins. It really is time to get to work. It's time to come out of introspection. It's time to come out of hibernation, out of meditation, from all of these insights. And I feel, yes, we are on an accelerated ascension path at the moment. And so I feel, divine feminine, are you ready to give up your independence? Are you ready? Because there's nothing that you can't do, divine feminine. You got to believe in yourself. There is nothing that you cannot do. Don't ever underestimate your abilities to co-create, to make your dreams come true. You're brilliant. You're talented. You're independent. There's nothing that the divine feminine cannot do. And so I do feel this is a week for many of the feminines when it comes to balancing their career and their personal life. And that's likely in focus. But I do feel, are you ready? Are you ready to give up your independence? So I do feel this offer coming in could be an engagement of some sort. But I do feel you're going to be making a judgment call. And have you released people, places, and things that are no longer serving you? So in order to manifest these connections, it's not really about like working so hard at manifesting the masculine. It is about letting everything fall away out of your life that isn't aligned with these higher unions. And so have you released everything that you need to let go of? Have you made room? I do feel a lot of the feminines are really just focused on career, and they're not going to see this big cup of love coming their way, and it will be a life partnership. So get ready to receive a message. I do feel the masculines are awakening to a lot of abilities and spiritual insights, and they are deathly afraid to you know, go back. They missed out on an opportunity with you because they were all up in their head. They were all up in their ego. They didn't use their logic. This is the fall of the masculine, I feel. And so a lot of them have been in this Nine of Swords energy. They've been going through this ego death, and they are just stressed filled with all kinds of unfounded fear when it comes to the magical opportunity with the feminine that they just failed to recognize in the past. And they missed the point. They got distracted by the karmic and the karmic influences, that whole social group. And now they're sitting in a sea of discontentment, boredom, lost in their own little world of all of these emotions, and they're getting a wake-up call. They are getting a wake-up call because there's no structure or discipline in their lives. A lot of the masculines, you know, have been very narcissistic with their behavior, and they've lost a lot of sleepless nights, I think, worrying about how to come back. How do I come back from this? And they very well could lose everything because they stayed in a situation purely out of greed, right? We got two people holding on to something. There's no love there. They're really not investing in a situation anymore together. And what are they holding on to? The money, honey, right? And so you can't build a legacy on lies. You have to build it on authenticity and love. And so we've got two people here that are unwilling to compromise. All they cared about was accomplishment and money. And I do feel losing a lot of success, maybe total financial ruin, because the masculine really wasn't a good person in the past. And they've not been a supportive spouse or parent. Did you see that just fly right in front of me? I just saw that. That's interesting. I don't know what that was. But I do feel a lot of the masculines are losing a lot of financial security. And this is to get them to the root cause of that core wound with the Chiron energy. The Nine of Wands, and that is the wounded healer. And so the Nine of Wands in reverse for me is consciously being aware of these inner wounds and what needs to change. I do feel the masculines feel like they're just ready to give up. I do feel they're angry. They do need to reach out for help at this point in time because they made a poor investment and they stayed stuck in it, trying to prove a point. You know, they wanted to prove a point. Like, hey, this really was a good investment. It was, I promise. And there really was not a good investment there. The masculines have not been rewarded because of their poor decisions. There was a lack of loyalty, a lack of dedication. And like I said, this could be exposure of a cheating scenario. It's like nothing ever grew. There was no harvest there. It was like poisoned soil. They've been drinking poison. And so there's been a lack of taking action due to how long they've played into this stagnancy is what I'm feeling. But I do feel overall there is victory and blocks are being removed. Blocks are being removed and the long-awaited reunion is on the table. And so a lot of the masculines were unwilling to make a decision. They could see things. They chose to ignore these signs and these things. And now their heart can no longer pretend that there's no problem. There's a problem, a big problem here that needs to be addressed. So let's get a couple last messages with the crystal stone deck. Selenite on the bottom of the deck and hiddenite. So all that is hidden will come to light. All that is hidden is coming to light. And so there's going to be some type of existential crisis. I do feel that bad romance with the karmic. She's like tripping out, trying to cause all kinds of chaos in the masculine's life. And I do feel all the masculine wants to do is move into that healing space with the feminine, right? I think there was a lack of belief about this connection, but it is time to move into that space, preparing for union. So we'll get a closing message with the crystal stone deck, and we'll see Herkimer diamond, one of my favorite. I'm pretty sure I mentioned in a previous video, I had somebody gift me a Herkimer diamond. My parents have friends that go every winter camping in Arizona. They've got like a great big fifth wheel and they go to Arizona every winter from Calgary. And so she actually brought me back a beautiful piece of Herkimer diamond from Arizona along with some massive sage. Let me see. Like some sage as well, like massive sage. I love it. From Arizona. And so Herkimer diamond is actually a very rare crystal. I've never been able to find one locally around here. They can be quite expensive. So I put my Herkimer diamond in my glass cabinet on my top shelf with all of my selenite, all of my Lemurian quartz, all of my clear quartz, all of my higher vibe, higher chakra crystals, and I put it right between a clear quartz skull and a dragon head. And so I just find that interesting. I thought I'd share. This to me is saying a higher commitment, a higher offer is coming. Maybe it's time to, explore some Reiki, some energy healing work. I know I've been starting my online Reiki courses as well. And so I do feel a natural ending. There is an ending for a new beginning here. And so if things have been foggy, things are going to be clearer than ever before as we go through this spiritual cleansing of all of these unwanted vibes. Turquoise. That's going to help the masculine speak his truth. Libyan gold tektite. And so tektite is like tektite is a grounding stone. It's not really a crystal per se. Tektite is more like a mineral. Tektite is found from like moldavite would also be like a tektite. Interesting, I mentioned moldavite. And then we got diamond. So holy cow, and ruby. And so this is about truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I think the masculine's about to go AWOL this week and speak up and speak out, because he's been so disconnected from the things that make him feel like a human being, right? From the things that make him feel alive. And so he's going to get rocked right down to rock bottom. And anything that is not aligned with this new cycle will have to go. So feminine, hold your center. Hold your energy. Contain your energy this week and stay centered and shine that light. Shine bright, bright like a diamond, divine feminine. And do whatever it takes to fuel your inner flame, your inner fires this week, because I like red lipstick. I do feel it's like that Taylor Swift song, See Me in Hindsight. Standing, I forget how it goes. I don't know all the lyrics off by heart. But it's like the red lipstick on. And so the masculine has never really been able to forget you. And he knows that you're worth fighting for. And so the Aries energy, I feel, is saying it's time to head in a new direction. We're reorienting in a new direction this week, going towards a new passionate life. And so a lot of the masculines have kept it very icy cold. I do feel maybe coming in with a ring, an offer of some sort, because they've sifted through all of the darkness that they could probably see. And it's time for them to be that fearless protector for the feminine. It really is time to align to these whole states of being. And that's kind of what I got for the week ahead, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, please feel free to check out that description box below. I would be happy to get that booked in for you. And I do look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.